Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Raider Nation. This is a tough week, man. You know, you get tired of saying this, right? People that's been in this game for a minute understand exactly what I'm talking about. It's going to be a tough one today, Raider Nation. It's been hard to swallow, man. These mistakes are starting to amount and become unforgivable in a lot of ways, shapes, and forms. And now it's absolutely starting to show on the field. And we already know what's going on. We know what time it is. You know, hey, I said I wasn't going to do this one. I gotta make sure that I bring reinforcements with me on this one immediately, effectively. I'm gonna let y'all know real quick though. You know what? For some strange reason, I just knew this was not a good game to go to. I knew it was not a good game to go to. You know, at the last minute, I had a chance to go cheap tickets. As far as flight is concerned, all my peoples was there, the whole network, right? The whole clique here. We was all there representing Chino, everybody, right? Chris, we were deep, and I feel bad that that's what they had to witness. Like real talk, I feel real bad. I know they had a good time, anyways. You know, but I feel bad they had to go through that. I really feel bad that they had to go through that. That was by far the most embarrassing defeat to date. For me, it would have been that Cardinals game actually being at. That one, that was a tough pill to swallow right there for me. That one was the lowest point. Like I said, that was by far the lowest point of being a Raider that I could think about. Being at that game for you guys, man, I apologize. I apologize for y'all, man. I don't even know how. Yeah, I know y'all made the best of it. That's obviously all the social media flicks. Absolutely fire. Shout out to Protect the Shield. Y'all did y'all thing. I mean, I watched y'all all weekend. That's why nobody can talk right now. Yeah, it was real lit in Chi-Town. You know, that was the reason I really kind of wanted to go and was going to go last minute. But I got to be honest, ladies and gentlemen, I knew something wasn't right. I just knew something wasn't right with this week. It's not the first time I felt that way, and it won't be the last time. But yeah, I didn't even get to see the whole game either, thank God. So, you know what? I'm bringing my reinforcements in. Like I always say, this is my young gun right here. I want y'all to make sure the kids is the bed, right? We about to get in some serious talks right now. This is gonna be one for the ages for me. I don't know. I gotta try to control myself tonight with this because I'm so past not happy. I don't even know what to say. But let me please, my God. What's cracking,
What's
my
the deal? Test. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Absolutely, loud and clear. What's up, boss?
Man, what's going on with you, brother, man? I appreciate you for having me on the show, man. And I'm listening to you while I'm backstage, and I'm just getting myself ready, man. That's why I'm doing a little test and all the audio now because we about to get into.
We are, man, and I don't even know where to start. I mean, there's so many places that we can take this. That's all negative, and that's not. I don't know. That's not my fault. I mean, at this point, you can't even say it's the player's fault. It has to start from somewhere, and it's from the top. And I mean, I don't know how many times I'm going to say this. I got a bottle over here, but I'm letting you know right now. Fire Josh McDaniels is all I care about. Right? I'm done with the being politically correct. I'm done with being nice. The gloves are coming off, ladies and gentlemen. Raider Nation, T Crump is done with this. I'm done. I'm done. It's time for this dude to go. Go away and never come back. You, my friend, are the first one to earn not ever being a Raider always. That he's the number one. I don't know how you ever became one. I tried to be a team player. I tried to be on board with this. I'm just sorry. Every mistake you make is so grandiose. So everything you do, you want to make it look so stupid. I mean, Chicago was the most embarrassing loss we've had.
I'd argue the Rams game, but yeah.
I don't know another game that was more embarrassing.
The Rams game is one of my top for me for sure. I mean, you lose to Baker Mayfield coming off the street, damn near last minute win. I was at the Arizona game too, so it's funny you say that. I was there too. Witnessed that in person. My pops seems to shout out to my pops. He seems to think the Colts is the worst one. But there's too many
it's too many
clown losses in this regime. It's just bad. But we've had, even before this regime, we've had a whole string of clown losses. You know what I mean? Like a whole string of losses where you just scratch your head and you're like, well, what the hell? Like, the Saints. That's one. Atlanta the year before that.
That Saints game was horrible. It was an away game, so it was
right. The year before that with John Gruden, the Falcons. You look at that, you're like, what the heck? There was one before that too, and you're like, okay, these are too many.
It's just too many back to back. I don't understand. Any other coach right now will do. Any other coach will do. We literally can take one of these flag football coaches out here on the streets right now, and it's going to do better than what we're dealing with right now.
Right, and even
that's real tough. It's so out of control right now. The decisions being made during this game is so out of control. Like, why the hell are you kicking field goals and you're down by? It doesn't make sense, bro. It's 21-3. You kicking field goals, bro, in the second half, fourth quarter. I don't understand, bro.
And now it makes it worse, right? Because
I don't understand.
I'm always a person that wants to try to see the other side of the coin, right? So, okay, we lose. All right, what's the mulligan? Does he even get any type of grace? And it makes it worse when I see the film, right? You watch back and you watch the games, and you see motherfuckers freaking wide open, and you're like, oh man, if only this team had a quarterback. This motherfucker decided to play Brian Hoyer, so it's on him. You feel what I'm saying?
Unforgivable. It's unforgivable, bro. It's unforgivable. It's unforgivable.
Streak downfield, Brian Hoyer playing status quo. Like, we came on your show last week and was like, all right, bro, he's gonna do the same thing Jimmy did. That's it. And he came out here and did worse.
He looks exactly his age. Period. And it doesn't make sense that the Las Vegas Raiders have a 40-year-old quarterback. It doesn't make any sense. Where does this make sense? None of this stuff makes sense. There are several other quarterbacks in NFL that could have bridged us through. We could have kept O'Connell. He could have been our number 2 right now, learning. Right. And I'm just saying, get another quarterback next draft, next season. Maybe a veteran comes up. But why? Like, there's no. I need. See, at this point, they need to explain themselves, man. How are you not putting them out there up on Front Street to the congregation and making them explain themselves with these goddamn dumbass choices, man? I'm just tired of it.
This is what I said on my channel, man.
It's crazy.
Like, you're right. And this is what I said on my channel. I'm like, at the end of the day, And the reason I was mad and frustrated, but the reason I'm not as mad as frustrated is because I take solace in the fact in knowing that this is these guys' best effort. Like this is this, and that's the sad part. You feel what I'm saying? Like we're not sitting here saying, "Oh, he's gonna tank." No, bro. Like this is his best effort, bro. It's just not good enough. And until Mark sees that, you feel what I'm saying? Like that,
Yeah.
we're gonna be stuck in the same thing, or until he can turn it around. But we're 24 games into this regime, bro. Like we ain't seen nothing that gave us any type of hope, bro. And like shout out to my boy AK Afakasi in the chat. You
Yes,
know, like
sir.
he
Shout
said,
out Apicasi in the building.
and shout out Solo as well. But like he says, man, like this is the most our quarterback situation has been in flux in a long time, bro. So it's like, yes, it was the right decision to move on from the old one. And it is to be said that it is still the wrong decision to do what he did in stacking this type of quarterback room. So you made, I still believe it was the right decision, but you didn't follow that up with a better one. You followed that up with trying to make it your own guys, and we got worse in the process.
It didn't make any sense, man. I have a lot to talk about. I have a lot to say that. So, I got a buddy. He is a diehard Patriots fan. Born and raised there, right? Loves it, watches the show. Shout out to my guy. Yeah. But real talk, we're having a debate, and it's hard, man, right? When it's your team, right, and so forth. But people like us that have been dealing with these declining owners and coaches and stuff, right, for decades now, we actually can start to see these things. In my opinion, we're getting the short end of the stick with this whole Patriots way thing because that doesn't work anymore. And and it's not going to work anymore in the future. You're not going to get away with not paying people and having next man up mentality on the regular basis like they did. It worked for that extended decade and a half, maybe two period of time, and they had it in check. But those days are over. You know what I mean? And the other reason they had that was because of Brady, but they don't have that no more. And now you're starting to see what's going on with it. Now you're starting to see people wanting to come for Bill's head. And all we got is the
it gets like
seconds.
that.
And we got the seconds of that. We got
You're
the
right.
seconds of that. And he's doing exactly what he did in Denver. He's doing exactly what Patriots do, right? When it comes to just running out the stars and just causing ridiculous, stupid chaos when it comes to the team camaraderie, losing the locker room, right? Making people fearful, right? None of this stuff is working. None of it is
No.
working, bro. All these tactics and nobody's bigger than the team, and however they want to run this shit that ain't working no more for the Bills, the Patriots. No, it's not working no more, bro. Those days are over. You missed that train. That you can't copycat that and it still work anymore. It's time to copycat the new dudes that's doing stuff. You know what I'm saying? Copycat this kid that's running the offense at the Dolphins, right? Copy this kid that's running the offense, the head coach that's the Rams. Copy this new age stuff because this old age stuff ain't gonna work, man.
And you're 100% correct. And I've been preaching that if you move on, it's time to go to the younger wave of not only a more athletic quarterback, right? Because now you're looking at a system where really, really the only type of system, maybe there's a couple others in the NFL that run with a non-mobile quarterback. You feel what I'm saying? Like it's to that point, and also getting new, fresh play caller. You feel what I'm saying? Like it's to the point, and then now it just makes me question things. It's like, okay, just from a team building standpoint, if you are going to go with a quarterback that's non-mobile and that's what your scheme depends on, you would think you would invest a bulk of that money in the offensive
line, and we don't.
You would think so, right? And be like, all right, well, we need a motherfucking defense or something because or let's just keep it on the offense. Just invest a lot in the offensive line. You already got Devontae. Yeah, Jacoby was a thing. But if you the fact that you mismanaged this Hunter situation, we could have been parlayed that for some type of offensive line or something. You know what I'm saying? Or at least parlayed that into a draft pick, and that could have been an offensive line. Something. But it's to the fact that now he's mismanaging players. You feel what I'm saying? Like not using people in the scheme now that supposedly don't fit, mismanaging clock, mismanaging situations. It's like he's not checking any of the boxes that make an NFL coach successful. You feel what I'm saying? Like
everything is failing. They're
everything
losing
is
across
nothing is
the
checked.
board.
So it's like we continuously look a hot fucking mess on the field. Like
It's
continuously
ridiculous.
with this type of talent, it's crazy with this type of talent you have. You look this bad offensively, and you're an offensive minded head coach. For the defense, I take what I take. You feel what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, there's only so much they can do before the dam breaks and teams start scoring points because our offense isn't doing a damn, right? So it's like at that point, you take what you take at that point. We're gonna see that type of defense that we saw against the Patriots, the Green Bay Packers, made the Chargers. If our offense is doing more, is doing more, we see those defenses more. But until the end, we're gonna struggle, and we're gonna hope, wish, and pray that this defense it exceeds what it's supposed to. Because those 3 games, they exceeded what they're supposed to be doing. You feel what I'm saying? Like that's them exceeding.
Right.
Now we're seeing this Bears game right there. That's that one game where they look exactly how they look. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and they look exactly how you invested in them.
Hot garbage.
Exactly. You feel what I'm saying? Like hot
and the
garbage,
offense
bro.
didn't help. And the offense didn't help. I'm very fortunate I didn't have to be forced to watch that game. Like I would have been seething over that game. If I'm telling you, I don't know how. But thank God my aunt was in town. I had to, cater. I had to, entertain. So I couldn't even watch the second half or none of that. I was spared. I'm telling you, I knew something was up with this game. And the funny thing is, I'm gonna put it out there. You can laugh at me. It might sound like a joke, but the funny thing is, I think we're gonna beat the Lions, and it's not gonna matter.
No, and that's not funny at all.
It's
Because
not gonna matter. It's not gonna matter.
Our pattern. It's our pattern as an organization. You fuck around and lose to teams you're not supposed to lose to, and then you beat the Lions, and then you look, and then we're all back in again. But then guess what? We play the Giants, and what are the Giants? A team we supposed to fucking beat,
and we won't.
Goddamn game,
and we won't.
Right?
And we're gonna be stuck on stupid again, sitting in that dumb stadium with the hope we thought we was gonna have, with the momentum we should be gaining from beating a good team. It's just, bro, I can't take it. Because the thing is, if we had a coach, it would be easier to deal with. It would be a lot easier to deal with. But we have the exact opposite of what's conducive for us to have to go on this type of ride. We don't have the right coach. This head coach, I'm just tired. I'm tired of it. How can it's not, everybody is seeing this. And I don't know what else it's going to take. I don't know what it's going to take for this cat to get rid of this dude, man, because I don't see no other way out. There's no, with what's going on right now, and that's the other thing. Why aren't we making any changes on the coordinator sides of things anywhere?
And what's crazy,
why are we making any changes anywhere? You want to rule with an iron fist. You want to make people scared of their jobs, right? Get them in line. Well, where is all of the discipline at?
My thing is this. It's like, okay, he fucked himself, basically. You know what I mean? Like I said last week, you lose with Brian Hoyer, it's worse, right? You go in with the kid, and this is the thing. We have a coach that's too timid, right? He don't like to take risks. This is my thing. You go in with the kid, you win that game, the offense looks good. We all sit here and we're like, okay, Josh, well, hey, let's see what we can do with the kid. Our fan base. We get behind it. We get behind the rookie immediately. And we're like, all right, well, let's roll. Let's go to Detroit. Let's do it. You know what I mean? He missed that opportunity because he was too fucking scared and timid and wanted to play Brian Hoyer and play it safe. And it cost him. You know what I mean? It's a much greater loss now. Now you lose with the kid, right? it's bad, but it's like, okay, we know now he's a rookie. He don't look good. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you get the mulligan still to be like, all right, well, shit, he's bad. Might as well go to Jimmy still, and then let's wait till next year. But you don't even give yourself that. You feel what I'm saying? And I know people talking about messing his confidence up, but come on, bro. If that's gonna mess up his confidence, then he ain't the dude anyway. So relax.
Exactly. And hey, I don't disagree with you, Chili Pepper 28. That's why I put you up there. It's ridiculous, bro. I'm just so over anything that these guys are bringing over because it's stale. We've seen it before. It's nothing genius about anything he's doing, offensively or defensively, for that matter.
Nah.
And cutting edge to where it makes sense. Oh, we still need X amount. No, it don't matter what you run, you need an offense and defensive line, something we don't have, but y'all just don't decide to invest in. It doesn't make sense. I don't, you know what I mean? Like, this is where it's like, look, there needs to be an open forum. Like, we need to be able to ask questions. Because these reporters ain't asking the hard questions, if you ask me. I'm not hearing them ask who is the ones that's making these decisions.
It's him, a collective of them. I believe it's a collective of them. And, at everybody that's at practice, but it's like, what are you guys evaluating? You know what I mean? Like, and I believe the Brian Hoyer was a sole, pure panic, play it safe type of decision. That's exactly what it was. We don't want to mess up his confidence. Man, bro, throw him out there, bro.
Exactly. That's the way you gain confidence. What are we, some sissies now? Like,
it's not preseason anymore, but it's like, well, shit. Brian Hoyer looked fucking bad in the preseason. You expect me to expect anything less?
He's 40. He's 40 years old, bro. He's 40 years old.
Him and Mark Sanchez came in the same draft, and Mark Sanchez was announcing our goddamn game.
It don't even make sense. Why? It doesn't even make sense. I just can't get over it. You have to give me these decisions. You have to, man, how are you still the coach without giving us an exact specific reason as to why you're making these dumbass decisions? I'm talking about during the game, who you starting, why this offense and defensive line is still trash, why you chose what you chose in the draft instead of obviously doing what needs to be done, why we still haven't gotten somebody like a Burns or another offensive What are you doing? What are you doing? Right. What are you doing? Seriously, like, what are we doing? None of this is making sense, bro. It's like you are purposefully just running this team into the ground. That's just all I can see. I don't see nothing else. I don't see any decisions making sense, being positive in the right direction for what it is we're trying to achieve. And it's time somebody has to speak to it. Like, what are you going to do, Mark Davis? Just sit there. Look, I don't believe in this whole yelling at the guy, right? He's the only, like, that's crazy. You're getting out of line, right? Show some respect, man. It's, I don't believe in that personally. Do what you got to do. I just don't understand why you think this is okay, though. And why do you think people are so over the top mad with this?
I know everybody, all the beat reporters and everybody is saying, like, okay, they don't think his job is in flux. But mark my word, man, he come out here this next week and he get embarrassed on a national stage. Oh, Mark is definitely, the seat gonna get hot. Bro, because from all I hear, they're still in win now mode. They're still in it. You know what I mean? That's what they're still in that, because they still looking for somebody to trade for too. So they still in the win now mode. So at the end of the day, are we gonna see a trade? Hopefully, but where is this team gonna go if the quarterback play does not drastically improve? That's the problem. Then that's the real problem, man. Salute to everybody in the chat. But that's the real problem. if the quarterback play don't improve, we are forever going to have these struggles on offense and look the way we look.
Yep. I couldn't agree more, man. I really just don't know. I don't know how to move forward right now without just constantly complaining to see how we can get this guy out. I really think anybody. I would be happy watching anybody else coach. I mean, just if you're not, just at least give me why you're making these decisions. It shouldn't be oblivious. We shouldn't be having these debates and speculating. We should be told exactly why you're making these dumbass decisions. Just tell the truth.
The bye week
You
might be
don't
our
have,
best
you
hope.
know what I'm saying? You already throwing players under the bus now, anyways, right? With some of these obfuscated, crazy ass, sayings he's got. I already saw a couple of little posts. He's saying something about 6 players here and there. So he's starting to single people out now. So I'm just saying, just go all the way out with it. Say who's calling these dumbass play calls. Tell us who's making these decisions to kick three pointers when we're down by 20. It doesn't make sense.
It might be time, man. And I know a lot of people. I don't even want to go too much into this because every time I think about this, but worst come to worst, man, it might be time to strip it down, bro. It might be time to strip it down, and at the end of the day, the only person's job that is safe is Max. Max would be the only person that's safe because, and as much as I love Devontae, you have to look at that and be like, all right, well, if he doesn't want to stay, he wants to stay. Cool. But, Hall of Fame talent, he probably wants to go somewhere and compete for real. You know what I mean? And that's one person already you get major capital for. And this is me talking about you stripping it down to the bare bones. Because realistically, that's really what it's going to take. We done had 2 coaching staffs already. You know what I mean? And this coaching staff didn't really strip it down to the bare bones, bro. They really came in here and tried to build upon what was already not a winning product. You know what I mean? So then this is what I you come here try to build upon a product. Yes, they went to the playoffs, but they weren't a win. Like the foundation wasn't a winning foundation. They were fringe, you know what I mean? But it wasn't a winning foundation. So they came in here and didn't really strip it down. Whoever comes in here next, if it's a new person, they're going to have to come in here and really strip this shit down and keep certain key players. But other than that, like, motherfuckers is not safe at all. You feel what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, it's been that way for the last 20 years, really, to be honest. I mean, I agree with you. I think we need to bring in a whole new regime. I've always advocated for
Ziegler. I like Ziegler. I do like Ziegler. I'm not going to lie.
I'm okay if he goes away with everybody else because he's made some unforgivable mistakes.
But then is it all his decisions? We do know that Josh has his preference as well. So if he
I don't care. He's the GM. He should overrule. That's his main job is to build that team and the chemistry accordingly. It is not Josh McDaniel's job to do that. His job is to coach it. Let's keep it 100. The general manager's job is to build that team accordingly.
On paper, but then again,
Josh gives it. Look, and again, you're talking to somebody that loves Ziegler. You know what I'm saying? I think I hear a little bit of. Is anybody hearing any like reverb? You got. It sound like I hear a little bit of something. Maybe it's me too loud, but yeah, real talk. There's no excuse for the stuff that Ziegler has allowed to go on, meaning we don't have an offensive and defensive line. We chose to take Tyree over Carter. And it's looking real suspect with even the other picks right now, too. We're not seeing none of them really do much, right? We ain't got Nesta out there.
No.
Yeah, I like Jacorian Bennett initially, but he's starting to get his welcome to the NFL party situation.
Well, the enactors are on the coaching staff. That's not really a GM decision. So, I mean, At
That
that point,
too.
that's on Josh.
I agree, but he's the one that brought him in, and again, that's why I'm saying, hey, you're right, and that's why I'm okay with throwing the baby out with the bathwater. I said it.
I mean, I
Yep,
understand,
throw the
but I
baby
mean,
out with the
I do know
bathwater.
that I will say this, like at least, okay, yeah, you can put players in places, and yeah, you are right about that. But as for Josh, like we can't always say that a coach makes the best decisions. There's multiple times I've been part of teams, and multiple times I've seen teams. Coaches not playing the better player for whatever reason. Pride, ego, or they just are incompetent in seeing talent. Many factors, but some like once the player is there, it's upon the coach to now develop and put that player in a best position. And Josh McDaniels don't do that most of the times. You know what I mean? He runs his scheme, his system,
Bro.
and he don't fit the scheme to the player. He make the player fit to the
No,
scheme.
exactly. That's the other problem. That's the thing. He wants to gut the team so he can build it where he sees fit for his offense, and that's trash. You build
and new innovative type of coaches, these new modern coaches, take what they have and say, okay, what do you do?
All right, exactly. They build an offense around what they have. They don't
Sean
take
McVay. You see Sean McVay put that one rookie receiver in there in place of Cooper Kupp, the Puka Nacua, and look what he does. Because immediately he says, all right, I know what you can do here, put you here. All right, cool. These are the routes you can run. This is what you're good at. All right, let's see you do it. And he gets to his certain coaches put their players in positions to succeed. We don't have that right now. So until he does that, that's on him. And then until he fixes the quarterback situation, he can try to dress it up all he wants, but he got married to Jimmy. That's on him. You know what I'm saying? You should have did that. Should have went with something else.
The contract, we still don't have all of the details on the contract. From what I understood, that contract was very much in our favor. So I don't think this whole Jimmy G thing is that big of a deal if you cut your losses. See, that's the key to this. Just be done with this project, bro. Be done with all this shit when it comes to the quarterbacks. Play O'Connell. See if he's what we can deal with. Meaning maybe he's a viable backup, right? Maybe we can salvage him from that perspective and keep him as a backup, right? And hey, be comfortable with him coming in if and when, right? And then go find the quarterback. But all these 40-year-old quarterbacks and dudes that's made of glass and can't stay healthy for half a season, like, what are we doing?
You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's, until
it doesn't make any sense. You don't have to go spend money. Like, nobody was asking to have Steady leave. I know it keeps getting brought up, but it's just facts. I didn't hear nobody crying about if Stidham would have stayed and been the bridge gap for O'Connell. I didn't hear nobody complain about that.
No, we could have been cool with that. We could have ran with that. But, we were all the type of they offered them. They offered him 2 years. We weren't going to give him a 2-year deal, a 1-year deal. So, that was
that's
really
dumb.
the thing.
And that's dumb. That is dumb because good and well it's going to take you a good 2-3 years anyways to get prepared if you're going to do it right. And he was ready and prepared to do it. I don't know. And maybe I'm speaking for Stidham, right? Because I don't know if he was ready or prepared. But to me, asking for a 2-year means you ready and prepared to sit for, play for a year, hoping and try to, get your spot and earn your keep, or, play that year and know you're going to sit it on down when the rookie is ready.
The way it looks to me, and it's always a woulda, coulda, shoulda game, but the way it's looking to me, I was high on CJ Stroud. At this point, I would have gave up that capital to get him. You feel what I'm saying? If that was the plan, if that's what they wanted, then hell, we might as well have did it. Because yes, I do think Tyree is going to progress, but still, like if you're just talking about right now in the season, he's not giving no production. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and most of the draft picks now, you may not have gotten Mayer. That's the problem, right? And that's the one thing that maybe is the iffy. You may not have gotten Trey Tucker either. So maybe, you feel what I'm saying? Those are things that might be a pushback. But I mean, from those standpoints, it's like at least you have a quarterback. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like you got a
Right.
quarterback
Yes.
finally, and we're rocking and rolling. Who can actually get it to these weapons? You know what I mean? The defense pretty much stays the same at that point. And then we rock and roll in free agency from years on now. And then you're like, all right, bro. Well, now we don't really have first round picks, but maybe. And if you But see, you don't know how everything shakes out. But at the end of the day, in free agency, now we can rock with defense. But now we're just in this hole where we need multiple pieces yet again.
Yeah.
The most important piece.
It doesn't make any sense. I mean, look, for one, I'm gonna keep it 100. Like I've been saying, I'm gonna stand tall on this. I don't think any of these quarterbacks that were drafted in the first round are gonna be special. The whole draft,
Okay.
I'm just keeping it 100, right? I never believed in any of them. I don't believe in Caleb Williams as just being this next Mahomes. I think people is way too overhyped on that. It's like I think people are just because of technology and right the way that things are like pretty much given to you ASAP. They don't comprehend when a real talent like a Mahomes comes along. They don't understand that what they seeing right there is not going to be seen for another 20 years. And they just anybody be that next dude. Like, and I'm not right. Think about it. It's like there's multiple quarterbacks throughout the decades of football that are just icons. And then there's the guys in between. And some of them dudes in between are even Hall of Famers, right? But you don't think about them when you put those they're Dan Marinos, right? Like there's always that pedestal and then all the other QBs, regardless if they won multiple. And all I'm saying is people with this hype and hope thinking that any of these dudes in the next 5 to 10 years is going to be Mahomes. Forget it, bro.
No, and I mean, this is where I wouldn't compare because at the end of the day, we don't know what a quarterback is coming out of college. We have no idea. Like that's the most, of the position in the NFL. All right, a quarterback. You have no idea. And from all accounts, when Patrick Mahomes first got in the league, everybody was like, "This dude is kind of trash." You know what I mean? There was this well documented Tyreek Hill was like, "I didn't think he was gonna be good." And there was other people said, "But it took him a year." So even from there, it's like he got developed properly. All right. He didn't start his first year. It took him learning behind Alex Smith and not really playing in just a year, Andy Reid and Alex Smith learning, being developed. And in that second year, we saw him do that 50 touchdowns. Now, that's something that's, never probably going to be replicated in a minute. But at the end of the day, it's the situation and the coach you have. All right. And that's why I'm saying that we're in a position where we're getting one of these top quarterbacks. McDaniels don't get the privilege to go ahead and get a top quarterback. You know what I mean? Like you already don't know how to develop a fourth rounder. So you don't get a top five. No. That's somebody else's job now, bro. And somebody else gets to come in here and get their shot at it. At this point, hell, I'll fuck around and take Lincoln Riley, but Lincoln Riley will only be signed under the parameters that I get to pick a goddamn D coordinator or because Lincoln Riley can't build a goddamn defense. But on the offensive side, I'm cool with him on the offensive side of the ball, bro. I'd be like, all right, bro, you run the offense, find you like a Dan Quinn or somebody like that, and let's go. Let's do that. But, and if you told me that's a package deal with Caleb, fuck it, let's do it. Because at this point, we need some new. We need something new. You know what I mean?
I agree. I couldn't agree more. I think we need new. I'm tired of this recirculating these coaching trees, right?
Start with let's build our own legacy, bro. Like, we're chasing other shit. We're chasing old Raider ghosts. We're chasing old people's philosophies, bro. Like it's time to build our own philosophy at this point. And this is what I keep screaming to Mark Davis about. Excuse me. This is what I keep screaming to Mark Davis about. That at the end of the day, when you're picking and selecting these coaches, he's been trying to chase Raider ghosts and trying to chase how his dad did shit, and RIP to the legend. But you know, he's trying to chase how Al did stuff. And then after that, now he's like, okay, I gotta chase now. What do I chase? Like, oh, the Patriots have been successful. Let me do that. Bro, it's time to build your own mold and take that risk. You know what I mean? He did that with the Aces, and look what the Aces are now. So it's like it's time for you to do the same thing with the Raiders, bro, and say, you know what? I gotta do shit my own way, bro, and stop chasing other people's dynasties and legacies and try to create a new modern Raiders shit. That's exactly what we want.
I agree. So hey, while we at it, obviously, you know how we roll with our network, man. We always bringing people up from everywhere, even the down under, as I like to call it, right? So hey, I'd like to give a warm welcome to my guy. Akasi Raider is in the building.
What's going on, brother?
What's good, gang? Rundown, Ultimate, what's cracking? Everyone in the chat, Tony, Real Man, our Raiders, truth be told, I see you all. What's shaking?
Man, I'm frustrated, bro. I mean, y'all, luckily for us, we got our little area to vent. We get to, chop it up with each other and really say how we feeling. Me personally, and it's just for me, right? I love to keep it PG. Hey, I like bringing all different walks of lives, the way people do things. I love it all. I have no problem with people cursing, getting wild, beautiful
But
things.
you prefer no cursing?
No, hell no. I don't. I already told everybody. See, that's the thing. I label it early and often. Put the kids to bed, right? When Raider Rundown.
All right, I was just for my reference, like, I mean, if you prefer the cuss words that are minimalized,
because it's hey, fuck your feelings tonight, and I don't. I don't curse. That's the again, like I say, I'm stealing a lot from one of my guys I love watching. Hey, I gotta give him a shout out. All right, Anton Daniels. He's one of my guys I watch as far as content creation guys and real talk, man. I fuck your feelings, and it's just one of them nights today because I'm ready. I'm done, right? Afakasi, I'm done with being politically correct about this team and trying to support the guy that we're rooting. No, I'm done with this shit, man. I'm done. I'm going to voice what needs to be voiced. If they start Hoyer again, I'm not supporting it. I'm telling them I'm not supporting it. And they better hope I'm not at the game because I absolutely will voice it to make sure they understand I'm displeased and you made me pay my money to see this because I'm done.
Remember the last time we shared the floor together, I highlighted that this is probably the most meager and weak that our quarterback room has looked in a long time. And
you sure did.
I'm going back further than Carr. I'm going back further than Pryor, then Flynn, then McGloin, then Campbell, Palmer, Gradkowski. I mean, in my time as a fan, this is the weakest it's looked. You know what I'm saying? And
you're 100% correct. Like last week. Yes, you're 100% correct. I can honestly, I never even thought about it. You're the first one to bring that up. You're the first person that I've ever heard say that out of all of us.
We were debating who would be more excited for a fourth round guy. No shade to Aiden O'Connell, but just as you Americans like to say, just keeping it a buck. You know what I mean? Like Aiden O'Connell or a guy who hadn't won, a journeyman quarterback who hasn't won a game for 12 wins straight in Brian Hoyer. That's who we were debating, who we were more excited to start. I mean,
and delusionally got behind Hoyer, like, hey, he's the guy for the job. Man, I'm done. I'm not doing that shit no more.
I couldn't do it.
Truth be told, at least when Jamarcus was around, we had Bruce Gradkowski who never lit the house on fire, but that guy had heart, and I would take him over any three of these.
I know, right.
We might get there in time, but like Bruce Gradkowski, I'd take over the likes of Garoppolo and over the likes of Brian Hoyer.
Right. Me too. Yeah. Gradkowski was the dude as far as at least,
Technically, he wasn't it, but when it came down to sheer will and heart,
that's what I mean.
Places that that the guys who have the all the raw talents like Jamarcus had the God's gift at quarterback, but just when it come down to the mentality and
Completely blew it.
the heart and the will to win, it just wasn't there.
Completely blew it.
No, you're right. And nobody could convince me that Brian Hoyer was going to be the answer. I'm sorry. Nobody. I couldn't be convinced that for 4 quarters, Brian Hoyer was going to come out here and lead us to a victory. I know everybody wanted to say hot hand, but thinking logically, bro, he didn't have a hot hand. He protected a 10-point lead, and we damn near lost the Patriots game on the drive. You know what I'm saying? On the drive, we damn near fucked that game off. So then it's like, okay, now if he would have came out there after halftime, it was a tie game, and then he puts us up by 10, I'd be like, all right, bro, like, yeah, he got a hot hand. Keep him in, you feel what I'm saying? The offense looks crisp. He didn't do anything. He got one measly pass that everybody got excited about, and then to AR point, bro, that's how shitty we are quarterback. Like, he makes one long pass, and then everybody gets excited. It's like, oh, that's the guy, bro. Like
at the same time, like, it's also bad coaching. And as much as it pains me to say this, you know what good coaching is when you think about it? Taking an undrafted free agent out of Shepherd, a rookie in his second start, run and giving him a playbook that's a game plan that's not too complex, just simple enough, dink and dunk, hand it off to the running back, and helping him to execute a game plan which beat at the time we were touted as teetering on top 10 defense, right? That to me is good coaching, as much as it pains me to say that because it was at our detriment.
But then and then look at our game plan against the Chargers. Look how we game planned Aiden O'Connell against the Chargers. A super complex ass scheme that he has to come out there and try to like, come on, bro. Like, you're exactly right. What we saw the Bears do with Tyson Bagent, that's what we expected the Raiders to do with Aiden O'Connell against the Chargers. Did not happen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Nothing complex, nothing out of the box, just kept it simple, and it worked.
There you go.
It's coaching. It's and that's the thing. Like, the problem is we can try to get around everything till we're blue in the face, but the bottom line is it's coaching. So we're just going to continue to keep going on this roller coaster at Mr. Josh McDaniels' will on what he decides to be stupid about for this week. It's always something stupid. Like, and I'm just tired. I don't know what is it going to be this week. Are we going to now go for it when we should be kicking the field goal? Is that what it's going to be? Is that going to be the new one? Now we're going to go for it when we only need 3. When it's right when we up by 2, we're going to go for it instead of kicking the field goal. Like, what's the next dumb mistake?
Not making the right call situationally, man. Like, we continuously don't do it, and at the end of the day, it just once I saw that we're being lackadaisical at the line and we're down 2 scores, I'm like, oh yeah, the game's a wrap. You know what I mean? Like, white flag wave. You know what I mean? Like, and that continuously does it all. And we continuously do it. We get our ass kicked and then we wave that white flag and we're like, all right, bro, well, we're just gonna humdrum up to the line, bro. Like, we're not down 11, 14 points. You feel what I'm saying? And we're just gonna keep going up to the line.
So embarrassing.
And chewing all that clock, and that's the second time he's done it in 4 games where we're down by 2 or more scores,
and he's just eating the clock.
We wasted all that clock twice on 3rd and 4th down situations that we get bailed out on by the ref or whatever it may be. But we're down by 2 scores and we go for 3.
It's ridiculous.
That clock.
And then it's like when we back in the game, like, coach, we're back in the game. Like, come on, bro. Like, you can't be like that, bro. You can't be surprised. Like, look surprised that we're actually finally back in the game. But you wasted all the clock already, so now we gotta hurry up and you only got like 2 damn minutes or 1 minute and 30 to do something spectacular.
Real man, that's my guy.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense, bro. I mean, and that's the thing. Why isn't he being brought to the front of the congregation? That's what I want to understand. Why are these reporters giving him softballs? Why aren't we putting his feet to the fire like we should be and making him answer these hard questions? Give me the reason. What made you think a 40-year-old journeyman quarterback that hasn't won a game in 12 was going to be a better choice when you had the whole full week to prepare a fourth-round rookie that's promising? Where does that decision, like, really tell us, like, why did you think that was the case? Why did you think that going for a project in Tyree Wilson was a better choice than just getting a surefire offensive tackle or Jalen Carter, which is panning out to probably be a yellow jacket guy? Like, what? I really want to hear, like, oh, because the ceiling was so high. Like, but look where we are right now with the ceiling. Yeah, the ceiling can be through to Mars, but does that matter right now? The kid just got his first sack, and I'm sure it's because it was the Bears. Like, I just don't understand, how are they not being forced to answer these questions to the people like us that spend our hard-earned money and go to these games and support and do everything we do. All this stuff costs money, man. I just don't get it.
Yeah.
It's not just Tyree. Like, you look at the last two draft class returns as it stands, like, it's been pretty meager when you think about it. I mean, you know, going back as last year, I mean, what we got, Dylan Parham, who to me is good enough. Like I keep saying, I wouldn't call him good yet. Same can be said about Mumford. He's been good enough. I wouldn't call him good yet.
Right.
They're decent guys, but we haven't hit on any good starters in the last two classes. I mean, last year's class has been a wash outside of those two guys so far. I mean, look at the likes of Zamir White. Look at the likes of those two defensive tackles we took. Britton Brown, who I did like, unfortunately was injured. He missed a real chance to secure that backup spot that we've been waiting for Zamir White to do, which he still hasn't done. Shout out to Raider Ben. He puts it best. Zamir White couldn't hit a hole. He would run into a light post in the middle of a desert. He's that bad at reading the hole. You know
I have to agree with you, and I thought he would turn out to be better than he has.
And then you look at this year's class. Like, I mean, Myers did have a good game last week. I mean, he was a little quiet this week. But, you know, you're talking about Tyree Wilson, Byron Young. He ain't it. AOC needs time. Jacorian Bennett, he's been okay when he's been on the field. He's probably been the best of the bunch, or the most productive anyway.
Right.
Tucker, we've been trying to get him involved, but still,
we don't have a quarterback.
Yeah,
but that's the problem, though. Like, when
hasn't seen the field. Nesta Silvera has been inactive more so than not, but at least when I saw him on the field, he showed me a little bit more than the likes of Byron Young. What's his name? Matthew Butler, and who's that cat we traded away? Exactly, Neil Farrell.
Right. Oh, Jesus.
And he don't even play for the Chiefs, and he doesn't even play. He's inactive for every week. But you know, yeah, I mean, with Mayer and Tucker, it's kind of unfair to them because our quarterback play is so trash. Then it's like we can't fairly assess what they actually look like. Now with Corey and Bennett, he's on and off. He definitely looks like a rookie quarterback. He's had his moments, but he had their mistakes, blunders at the same time. I have, and like I was telling Turf, I have no idea why they're not playing some of these younger guys. Sometimes a coach can be stubborn and stuck in their ways and not just play talent over, maybe in this case, money or things, veteran status of that nature. Sometimes coaches do that. And it's like the players would see, well, the younger option is better, but you want to go with somebody who's more veteran or somebody who you're paying more money to, maybe because it's the NFL. But I feel like this is the type of coaching staff that does that. Now we don't see Nesta J. Silvera. We don't see, Chris Smith in there sometimes like we may want to sometimes. At this point, Tyler Hall got like 6 goddamn snaps. Why did Tyler Hall?
His spot got taken by David Long.
Right.
Explain that one to me.
Why was David Long on the field? This is the type of shit I'm saying. Why was David Long there, and where the hell was Amit? You know what I mean? Like, these are the
these are why we need to figure out what they're not asking these questions. I'm sorry. See, and that's my thing. And that's what I'm hoping somebody finds a way to get to Mark Davis on this one. Look, the fan, I don't condone the fans running up on you and doing the things they've been doing publicly. That
As long
is
as respectfully.
100% BS. But what I do condone is us complaining and asking for explanation. If there's any way anybody can get this to Mark Davis, that is what the real fans really the real fans. And trust me, you got more than any other team on the planet. The real fans really want to know and deeply understand why the hell these decisions are being made. That's what it is. If you want to continue to march down the road with these coaches and this staff and everything else that you got going on, fine. But at least give us that. Give us the right to understanding as to why you're making these decisions. Let us help follow you. Because right now, nobody understands what's going on. None of this stuff makes sense. And our record in the team reflects and shows it. And it's just, how can you keep doing this and then expect us to pay these astronauts? My goal has been to make every home game. And I'm telling you right now, y'all making it real hard for me to pay another dime for the next home game. That's real talk. That is real talk.
That's the sad part.
Me, man, like when I think about it, that like back in 2014, we lost 10 straight. And deep down in my heart, when I think about it, and I truly mean this, I look forward to Raider football more that season than I do week in and week out this year.
Because Derek was a rookie. And we rolled with a rookie, and we understood what that meant.
Exactly.
We had Carr as a rookie, Mac as a rookie. We had guys there that would show promise and like give me hope. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it turned out to be true. We were good for a little while after that, but I don't know, man. Like,
this coaching staff be treating us like we're stupid sometimes, and it's like, we understand what playing a fucking rookie means, bro. Like, we're already on your ass. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we already, the most of us already want you fired. So at this point, bro, you might as well inject some hope in here or something.
100%. 100%.
But it makes no sense to do certain things, and that's what I'm saying. I believe this whole Brian Hoyer situation was a result of timidness and playing it safe. You know what I mean? But you played it safe, but this is the higher risk. This was the higher loss.
That project should have been over at halftime. He shouldn't have came out for the second half.
And if he would have put O'Connell back in the second half, we would have been like, well, let's go. You know what I mean? All's forgiven. All's forgiven. Although you put him in still in a fucked up situation. But still, like, at least we already saw what that was, but you kept Brian Hoyer in to the point where you had to make your point where he made that pick six. After that, it was like, oh, well, all right, never mind. Let's put the kid in now. Let's see what he does.
So stupid. So stupid. I'm so severely disappointed, man. I'm trying to stay mellow and cool. I don't want to go off on more tangents because, again, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Like, I mean, hey, Tony, what is the fucking plan? What's the plan? Like, what are we doing? How does that? Does anybody have I'm definitely going to do my part, seriously, to figure it out. I need somebody to throw me a bone, give me some kind of fantasy. Right, some fairy tale, right? Give me something that I could at least say, oh, that do sound good. That makes sense. Yeah, I'll go tell that to the people. Like, give me something, anything to sink my teeth in, because I don't understand what's going on right now, and there's no way we can keep doing this. Fans can't keep following this. You're basically asking us to continue to keep walking off a cliff every single week with no explanation, no understanding of what's going on in this front office, what they're trying to really do. I mean, I'm still trying to figure out what's going on before the deadline. We got a week left, right?
Yeah.
Right? A week left.
Yeah.
Am I wrong? What are we looking at? Right? What are we looking at?
So, I mean, we play Detroit this next game, and now, I mean, I I fully expect that if Jimmy's 100% healthy, and it's like, all right, well, they're gonna roll with Jimmy, and to the disdain of many, he's gonna roll out there fresh off an injury with no rhythm, and then we're gonna see what he looks like.
It's gonna look garbage again.
We pretty much know what that's gonna be. So then from there, lost, and then you're like, okay, well, you know, maybe we have some confidence against who we played at the Giants. I think the Giants, you played the Giants after that, but then. I'm saying it's like you have no real confidence that you can beat any team on this schedule the way our offense and the way this team looks. You can't have no confidence. You know what I mean? You can't roll into no game for the rest of the season and say, all right, bro, we can definitively beat this team, bro. You can't. You just can't do it. Salute. So at the end of the day, you know, how many wins do we get? Who knows? But it's gonna be real ugly to watch if nothing gets fixed because you can't go any game on the schedule and say, yeah, we can beat that team.
Salute, Chris. Protect the shield.
Chris, what's the deal?
Yes, sir. You know, I'm at the point now where I, you know, again, I don't condone the yelling and stuff, but what I would condone is actual valid questions. Like at this point, I'm ready to rally and get with the people I do know that's constantly at these games and say, you know what, let's make some signs that literally cannot be denied. Meaning, why are we not starting our rookie? Everyone understands he's a rookie. Let's win or lose with him.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, really start putting thoughtful signs up in their faces. You know what I'm saying? That really has to force them to at least start having the conversation. You know what I'm saying? Because that's all I'm asking for right now. I just need to understand. You know, if you gave me, like, again, I can admit if I'm looking at everything the way that I'm trying to look at it objectively when it came to this, who's going to start? And I said it. I think I was on a few shows. I admitted and said, look, who gives us the best chance to win? Probably Hoyer. Veteran, right? And you want to know the honest truth? That is just me being a team player. I'm going to be honest. That was all me trying to be a team player, thinking, you know, hey, it'll work out, right? It's another game that we won't have to have our rookie beat up on, too. Like, I'm trying to look at all the positives that can come. But then we go out there and shit the bed. And then, look, I'm also mad. Hey, real talk, I'm mad. A lot of us was there, bro. And when I say us, I mean our clique, our people. They went and had to sit and wait. You know, I'm glad things. Yes, that's what I'm saying. I'm glad they did things the way they did it because they're going to be able to live with that. And that's the part that they're going to love and, right, be able to cherish. Because that game, bro, let's keep it real. They don't want to ever think about that game again. It's one of the worst games in the history of Raider Nation.
You know, we're highlighting the bad play of Hoyer, but at the end of the day, like, Hoyer wasn't the only and end all be all reason why we lost. I'm not gonna, and I'm not saying this is what you guys are saying, but I'm not buying that for a second. We got outfoxed, outcoached, outplayed, not just at the quarterback position, everywhere, but across the board. I mean, our defenders, which we were praising, and I was singing their praises for the 2 weeks prior. Like, it's like their offensive line, the Bears, they were missing 4 of their starters, yet somehow, some way, our defense was we couldn't get off our blocks and make any plays.
Trash.
Like, what? You know what I'm saying?
Trash.
They were running all over it.
None of it.
Nope.
Yeah, I felt so bad for you and Leo having.
Bro, I'm telling you, go back to the beginning.
Y'all couldn't cheat with the damn, man. That's the sad part.
I felt so bad, man, because I knew they was all there. It was a great time. All the lead up to it, it was like, yo, all they got to do is cap it off with a decent game. Even if we lost respectfully, that would have been better than what happened.
Yeah, that Chargers in this game right here was two displays.
It was like they was on the boat with them. It was like they was on the party boat. Like they didn't wake up.
You know what I mean?
It was like y'all was partying with the team. Yo, is there something that y'all need to tell us? Protect the Shield podcast. I'm saying, Chris, I'll at your boy. Like, did y'all have the team out? Because they played like garbage. Like again, I mean,
those the beatdown we got against the Chiefs back when Yannick tried to rally the troops at the start of the game.
That was bad.
2021. I was getting shades of Nick Mullins, lighting us up. At the time, he was in a similar position as Badgett, a nobody making himself look like a somebody at the detriment of us. Remember that 2018? 2017, that Mexico game where Tom Brady lit us up and embarrassed us in front of all those loyal and faithful Mexican fans. The Raiders is their team, you know what I mean?
Basically. You're absolutely right.
There's a lot of embarrassing shit that went down, man. We're just tired of the embarrassment. Like, at some point, we're gonna have to get this shit right. You know what I mean? At some point, we gotta get it right. We can't continuously be, the way we are. And and if Mark is going to go with that decision to let Josh go, it's going to be on him to now do some soul searching, bro. Like, because he knows he can't miss another opportunity again.
Well, you know what? I think look, and that's the one thing I don't want to put pressure on him on is no, you absolutely can. What you can't do though is go try to get another superstar and miss. No. That's what you can't do. You can go get it. Hey, right now, I can assure you a lot of us are going to be happy with just anything than what we've been dealing with in any other non-working superstar, if you will, or any of that nonsense. We'll all take a nobody, right, that actually has a shot with a clean slate, don't have any of the baggage coming from this coaching tree. None of that nonsense. I think we'd all be willing to take that. No different than we're willing to take this rookie for the rest of the season and rock with him, right? And that's all I'm saying. Give us something fresh and completely new and different. We're done with this old school, right? We understand the NFL is a copycat league. It's just we are always copying late. And that's the honest, true facts right now. Like,
the NFL is
a copycat league. Every industry is copycat. Like, just think about it. Anytime something hot happens, what's the quote unquote trend? Everybody else does it. You don't think that everybody's now going to have 3 track stars on their team like the Dolphins moving forward? Now that they're recording the best stats ever as an offense, and they got 3 real legit track stars.
Right? Or you can win like the Eagles and be physical. You know what I mean? It doesn't work.
Again, but that's my point. We got to do something new, right? Like you said, I would be happy with that. Go back to the old school double tight end, fullback, have 2 of them, and literally just eat the clock up. Who cares about the advantages of the pass? Go back to that, getting you some dogs in that backfield, going to the triple T, right? I'm just saying, like, something different, because the bottom line is the old school ain't working, right?
Do you remember that? Now that I don't know why this play came to mind, but you remember during the course of the game, we threw like it was a play that was designed where we had 2 running backs in the backfield. One went left for a fake screen, and one went right for the real screen. I think it was Jacobs who went to the right, and when we tried to throw it to him, the play just got blown up. And I remember seeing that and just thinking, what the hell was that? Do you guys remember that play?
I didn't get to see it.
Rundown? Do you remember that one?
And you said the ball got batted down?
Yes, it was an ugly play, but it was it was just something I guess I don't know.
Every screen we tried to execute was fucking poorly executed because Brian Hoyer couldn't get out of the goddamn rush's way.
But like this particular one was he had to look to his left and then look to his right, and it was just
Oh yeah, they tried to do one of the fancy new modern shit. But
Yeah, so there was one running back running to the left on a fake screen, and the other running back ran to the right on the real screen. It was an ugly play.
Quarterback will not be able to execute that type of play, bro. Precisely. Like,
he had to turn one way, turn another way. Yeah,
it was ugly. It was real ugly.
It's a lot of movement, bro. That's a lot of shit he has to do there, bro. Like he ain't Tom
with what 3-4 defensive linemen in his face.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Yep. Yeah,
I mean, I'm not a technical expert, but come on.
And that's a perfect example of when I was saying like he don't fit the scheme to the player. He fit he try to fit the scheme to the player, whatever the case is. Like he wants to make the scheme. You know what I mean? Like you don't get to come in here and run how you run your shit, or you don't get to come in here and be the type of player you can be. Like no, you're gonna do what I want you to do. You feel what I'm saying? This is what the scheme dictates, so you're gonna do that, even if your skill set may say otherwise. It don't matter. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. You're gonna do what the hell I want to do.
On that note, gang, I'm gonna bounce. I got a few things I got to take care of. But thanks for having me on, Ultimate Raider fan.
Absolutely, bro.
Raider Rundown.
Thank you for joining, bro.
Everyone in the chat, Real Man, my dude, Tony, my dude, Chris from Protect the Shield. Everyone else, sorry if I missed you, but you guys have yourselves a good evening, and make sure you subscribe to both my guys. Rundown, well, I'm pointing to Ultimate Raider fan and Rundown. You gotta do everything opposite on camera. But anyways, peace out, and we'll connect again soon. All right,
appreciate you coming through, my dude. Thank you so much.
Take care.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man. So
that's where we at, man.
It's where we at, bro. And that's the thing. Like, it shouldn't be where we're at. See, and that's the problem. We had a team that was decent. We had a playoff-ish team. We really did. All we needed to do was fix the offense and defensive line to start. We decided to go with Tyree Wilson.
But like I said, man, they tried to come in here and build upon a foundation that was not already a winning foundation. You know what I mean? Like these motherfuckers that we had in organization were not known as winners already. You know what I mean? Or at least known to some degree to be like, okay, they're at this kind of they're teetering. You know what I mean? They're teetering. They could be, but no, they're not there yet. Like, nah, they haven't proven that they would be able to put people over the hump, and we already had a quarterback that was already proven to not be able to elevate his teammates. You know what I mean? So we were stuck in the mud. So still a right decision, but they didn't strip it all down how it's supposed to be stripped down. You know what I mean? You came here and tried to build upon something that was already not a winning foundation. So now what we're going to have to do, if somebody else comes in here with a whole new, let's just roll with the Lincoln Riley thing. If Lincoln Riley does come in here, what the hell do you think he's going to do? Oh, yeah. He's going to tear it all
down. Of course.
He's definitely probably going to keep Devontae. He's going to keep Jacoby. Maybe he keeps Hunter if he comes in here and we don't trade him.
No, Hunter will be gone. Hunter should rest.
I think Hunter going to go. But
they can't find anybody that's going to take the contract.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If he stays,
he might
comes in.
They might cut. They might cut Hunter Renfrow.
If
they literally might let him go.
You know, if then you're gonna use Mayer, they're gonna use Trey Tucker. So like, of course, you know, Lincoln Riley gonna come in here and strip it all down offensively, and then somebody is gonna come in here on the defense and do the same shit. Another scheme. But is that really that bad? If we actually invest in that person, that's what I'm saying. Like a new scheme wouldn't be that bad if we actually invested in the goddamn defense. Then at that point, we can say, all right, cool, because we're looking now, we're relying on guys that are 1, late round guys, 2, project guys, or 3 guys who have already shown the ability to not stay healthy, right?
Right.
I.e. Diablo, i.e. Nate Hobbs. You feel what I'm saying? Like Nate Hobbs
hurting my heart right now, bro.
And that hurts. It hurts to say. And Merritt was a guy I was looking at, but he's turned himself around. That's why I don't talk about him no more. Because he does what he's doing what I expected him to do and make that jump. When we talk about Hobbs and guys of this nature, it's time to look in the mirror because these are guys that are coming up on contract years. You feel what I'm saying? Are we really about to pay these guys? Let's be real with ourselves. Like, I'm done paying motherfuckers that ain't conducive to winning football. That's why I said if you strip it down, the only dude that's safe is Max. That's it.
Right. No, I agree. Max is it. That's it. I mean, look, nobody, like you said, nobody's safe. Jacobs, is he a great running back? Yeah, but I'm not. Exactly. I'm glad we didn't pay him. I'm glad we didn't pay him.
Yeah, man. You know, if we would have paid him all that money, and then because I mean, it's not always on him, not all on him. But if we would have paid him all that money for this production, we'd be worse off. We are at this point.
We'd be worse off. We'd be worse off for what we're gonna have to do at the end of the season. I don't know, man.
This is last year here. Everybody get your popcorn ready because he's not coming back.
He's not staying around. I don't blame him. I mean, somebody gonna give him a bag. That's what's gonna happen. Somebody's gonna give him a bag.
Because we're not a winning culture, bro. Especially if a new regime come in, he ain't gonna want to do that shit again. He's free. You feel what I'm saying? He can do what he want to do. Now Max is tied up. Devontae is tied up. So these are things that must be negotiated. Jacoby's tied up. Certain dudes are tied. You feel what I'm saying? Right. So we can keep these guys, but other ones, bro, that ain't helped us win no games, ain't helped us really push the needle. What the hell do we keep them for? For what? Why?
Wasted space and money. Wasted space and money, and none of it makes sense. None of it makes sense. I mean, and again, you got to remember a lot of this stuff we're still shedding from previous regime, which is giving this regime life, right? Because we have to say that. You know, we have to admit, they're still dealing with old, ugly contracts, but that doesn't mean the decisions being made make sense. And I'm gonna keep harping back on this. I'm hoping somebody gets I just want an explanation. Like, if you gave me an explanation, it'd make it a lot easier because what's happening don't make sense. And if it don't make sense, bro, that means somebody needs to have an explanation.
And then at this point, you know, you look, and the only thing that I can really give them credit for, because if they do get fired, let's say McDaniels gets fired, Ziegler stays, or Ziegler leaves, or whatever, because I think that's a possibility that Ziegler might stay.
I think Ziegler should stay, and McDaniels.
The one thing I give them their credit is that outside of a couple outliers that you can name, it's not a lot of bad contracts, and they didn't put us in a terrible position going forward. So if somebody else was to take over, it's not like they're like, oh, we're fucked. Like, you know, we have no draft picks, no talent, like nothing. Like, so we got to start from bare scratch. Like, they don't really have to do that. So that would be the only thing you can give this regime credit for. They actually, business-wise, were smarter than most of the regimes we've had in the past.
Right. Yep. I agree. And you're right, Chris. I agree. He needs to do a press conference. He needs to. Somebody has to say something. Like, that's the part that is really pissing us off. And at least that's what the fact that you have the audacity to keep prancing around here like everything is good. My dude, everything ain't good right now.
No.
I'm ready to pop off on you in public, and that's not right. That's not right. Sure. I should never be at this point to where I feel like I need to pop off on you like everybody else is doing. That's the problem, Mark Davis. You're allowing this shit to just keep going on and these decisions and nobody being held accountable. And I ain't seen a coordinator fired. I ain't seen an assistant fired. I ain't seen nobody held accountable for nothing.
Now, I heard something interesting. I mean, I'm thinking of something interesting as well, where it's, okay, if there's any hope, I mean, and I'm not, there's never me wishing that a man loses his job, but, you know, I just don't think he is the guy. So if we are going to fire him, you got to look around Thanksgiving time, because that's around, is that not around our bye week? I mean, at that point, then you can probably properly put a plan in place to where you can have an interim head coach come in for the final couple after the bye week. You know what I mean? If the Raiders are that bad, you know, and we have been stacking loss after loss after loss after loss, and it just looks like a locker room that is giving up on the coach, that'd be our only time to do it around the bye week, because then you could really put a plan together to have an interim, somebody come in and coach the rest of the season, and whatever happens, and then we're back to the coaching carousel yet again. And this time we make the right decision. But, you know, that'd be our only hope.
Man, I'm telling you. See, and that's the thing. So I even said this. Oh, we're so dysfunctional, we don't understand what functioning means. It doesn't make sense to us, which is why we are irrational in a lot of ways as fans, because it's been 20 plus years of this.
Yep.
You know, but that's another reason why I think just giving us, kind of like you're saying, just wipe it all clean. We need where expectations ain't put on somebody. Like, we need somebody that's just unheard of, in my opinion. Just go get somebody fresh.
Yeah.
Some young, fresh talent, you know, that nobody knows. They're gonna be like, oh wow, where'd this kid come from? He's got great credentials, you know, all those good things, but relatively just unknown. And then that way nobody has any expectations. He'll understand what fan base he has, and he'll gear his podium statements and so forth and tailor it to where it makes sense for us. Because right now we're not getting none of that. At least in the past, we got those explanations, in my opinion. I remember Gruden saying, you know, why somebody did this or that or the third, or who started, or why they were right. We just got, well, we're starting Hoyer.
Yeah.
We didn't even get because it gives us the best chance to win. We didn't even get that part. I didn't see that. If y'all saw, I didn't even see that.
He said that at the press conference at the end of the game.
At the end of the loss?
Yeah, at the end of the loss. He gave us the best chance to win. That's what they thought. Tony, have a good one, man. Salute.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's ugly. It's ugly. We'll see what the plan is for Detroit. Because they got their ass kicked. So they definitely gonna want to come out here
and that's the thing. Yeah, let's touch on that before we end, man. What is your thoughts? Because I'm actually expecting us to go in and have just as bad as an attitude as them, based on us both getting our asses handed to us, right? You know, and I think it could be a false positive of us, of what we could be. You know what I'm saying? And we win that game to be let down, like you said, the following week at home.
Now, a part of me, right? Because I did say in this 4-game stretch is what's going to be crucial, right? So now you had Green Bay, New England, Chicago, and Detroit. And I said you got to come out of that thing either 3-1 or 4-0, regardless of how it looks. Now, they're on track 2-1, technically. Now, if they got to the 3-1 and they end up 4-4, you look and you're like, okay, as a Raider fan, you're like, of course we beat the fucking Lions, of course, because we're up for this game. It's a national game. You know what time it is. Like, we're on. We're ready. But then the problem would be next week against the Giants or some shit where you're like, all right, well, a team that's struggling, you know, what are we going to do? How are we going to look? You know, shit like that. So for Detroit specifically, I think we're going to be up for the game. I think we're going to make it ugly and make it look like the Steeler game. If the offense ain't clicking, I think at least to the very minimum, the defense is going to be on, you know, because they're going to try to run the ball, but I think the defense will be hyped. So I think the defense will get back to form against Jared Goff, heat him up a little bit. And then on the offensive side of the ball, I don't know because we can exploit them. They don't have the strongest of defense, but if our quarterback play isn't there, then it's going to be ugly. But I don't really see Jimmy coming in and making any type of an impact off of this type of injury with no rhythm. Like, that's the thing, you know? I would even if you started the kid, I feel shaky. It's like, well, you dumbass, you started the kid in a high-stakes Monday night game against the Lions instead of starting him against Chicago who has no shit to lose. Like, so that'd be done. But even if you started the kid, I'd be like, all right, well, shit, let's rock and roll.
Everybody would have that opinion. No one would be mad if we lost with the rookie. See that again. I don't. This is. They have to be held accountable for this because no one would have. We could have got beat worse with the rookie, and no one would have the feeling we have right now, being forced to watch a 40-year-old quarterback.
No, it's gonna be ugly. I mean, they're gonna heat him up. They're gonna come out here in Detroit. They know Jimmy's just coming off a back injury. If I was immediately the defense coordinator, Aaron Glenn, I'm sitting there saying I'm gonna throw a blitz at his ass. Damn near every other play. Every other play, you're getting 6 to 7 people coming at you, bro, and you gonna take hit after hit.
Hit after hit. Exactly.
And we already know you don't process the field well. So even that, it's gonna be bang, we on you. Like, so that's gonna keep it simple at the best. And we already know we can't run the ball. So it's like, all right, well.
Bro, they got 8 men in the box again. So there were 2 teams that already publicly, one anonymously came out and said they had the same exact game plan as a previous team that played us. Meaning, we don't care what y'all do. Josh Jacobs ain't doing shit. And it's obvious Josh Jacobs ain't doing shit.
That's it.
So, I mean, and one of the exact quotes out of one of it was, we were daring the Raiders to throw the ball deep. Daring them.
And another quote I hear is that they're continuously calling out our plays on defense. When they're on defense, they call out the Raiders' offensive plays. And I brought this point up a while ago on my channel, I believe. I said the Steelers did it, and then there was a team before that did it. I believe it was who we played the second week. Who was the second game? The Bills. The Bills.
Yeah, the Bills.
The Bills.
It was the Bills. It was never in the middle.
The Bills and the Steelers were the 2 teams before that said we kind of knew what they were. We were calling out their plays. 3 teams now in this season that have said the same thing. We're calling out their plays, bro. We know what they're doing.
And guess what? They're all teams that are from that division called the Patriots division. A book that they've been dealing with for the last 20 years. And that's the sad part. It's the sad part.
It gets scary, man. I mean, I could see it both ways. Realistically, I could really see us coming out there winning the game, and that'd be funny. We come out there and actually win the game. I mean, and ruin our draft position, and then we all really know what's going to happen the weeks after that. The teams are supposed to be beating. So
exactly, no, we're going to get
so then realistically, it's like you really want them to win, but then it's like they do. As a Raider fan, it's cool, but then you just know that they just fuck their draft position down because they're just going to lose the teams they're not supposed to lose to.
Yep. And another thing too is I don't even care about this draft because I know they're not going to draft the right person. I want a can't miss offensive lineman. Just give me somebody that'll be on the right side.
You can get that in the second and third round in this draft.
Well, how come we don't have it? How come we don't have it, bro? If it's so easy to get, how come we don't have it?
Because we're not picking.
We ain't had an offensive tackle. We have not had an offensive tackle since Robert Gallery, and he
don't pick the right shit. And I honestly think they have one on the roster that they're developing. I really do. I like him. The Wagner. I like that Wagner dude, bro. I really do. I don't know why. I really like him, but he might be still raw.
Time will tell.
They might be raw. You know what I mean?
Talking about the kid from Carolinas, right? Where did he go to school? Or was it Arkansas? Arkansas. Yeah, it was Arkansas.
Now you talking about the
big
top
dude.
five. That's different. You know? Yeah. He's huge. And he's nasty. You know what I mean? That's the type of dude that's gonna give you a little extra in the run game and keep his feet pumping and still take you at 10. You know what I mean? That's what I was like. That's what I like. But you got to give me somebody who knows how to look at O-line talent, because I don't care, bro. Any new regime, the number one thing that I'm having circled if I'm building a team is we got to get an offensive defensive line. Period.
Right. Yes.
Period.
It starts in
I don't care before anything else. And don't worry, the quarterback will be found on the side. But I need an offense and a defensive line, period, point blank, bro. After that, we can build on the outside. After that, it might take a draft or two to get our outside pieces, but at the end of like we're gonna build that offense and defensive line up. And then after that, everything else in between is
all in place. I agree. Man, you and me both. I would start my team from the inside out. Period. Point blank. I mean, you see it so often, man. I mean, even in college, look at Dion, right? He's like, look, I'm telling y'all the truth. We about 6 to 8 dogs away from the line, not from anywhere else. Special teams, field, skill positions, all that is good. It's them dogs on the offense and defensive line. We haven't had anything. We haven't had a hog, and I don't know how long.
That's what I mean, we had it a little bit with Derek Carr. There was a couple lean years. We had some things.
Right. Before he got hurt. That is real tough. No, that's true.
Yeah, Hudson, like that was a good line. But they got old. That's the thing. They got old and injury prone, so you had to move on from that. But we haven't replaced them since. So that's the thing, and that shows how good that offensive line was. That was a good offensive line.
Right, and Chris, I don't know, man. I don't think they tried.
It was a half-ass effort.
Exactly. I thought it was half-ass as all hell too. Yeah, you can't get. There were offensive linemen that was late in the draft that they didn't pick. They went for other positions. They were there.
Even in free agency, bro, like spend a little money, bro. Spend a little money and get a guard. I'm telling you, if we had a better right guard right now, our offensive line would be straight. Like it'd be like, all right, bro. Because even in this game, even in this last game against the Bears, they weren't terrible. They were not bad. It's just there's time, but then that still depends on you saying all that, and it depends on the quarterback. But then it's like
you got a 40-year-old quarterback, bro.
It's not gonna matter. Regardless, it's not gonna matter. Even if the offensive line's not good or they're good. If the quarterback play is trash, then it's trash.
Yep. No, I agree, man. I agree. I don't know what we do, bro. I don't know what we do. Like I say, at this point, I don't know how I'm going to move this season. I mean, I'm going to all the home games. I'll be there, but I'm not going to lie, man. I might have to find a way to join a group, a bandwagoning team. Look, I'm telling you right now, I'm not paying money to see Hoyer.
Man.
And if they're going to keep inactivating O'Connell and Hoyer being cleanup guy, I'm just saying I'm probably going to miss a game. I'll probably just be in Vegas, but go to the Mandalay, right? You know what I'm saying? Watch as I play poker or something. I just don't see it. I don't see it, man. It's just not worth it. I'd take that money that I would spend on the ticket and go gamble. That's what I would do. It's better off. It's better spent.
It is better spent. You're not lying. And until they put a winning product on the field, the stadium is going to look the way it looks when we play home games, and that's how it's going to be until there's a winning product on the field. Because everybody knows that if Raider Nation and the Raiders were winning, we'd be out there at full force, and it'd be crazy. Yep. But that's just where we at right now.
It is, and I don't know how we dig ourselves out of this hole, Raider Nation. I just really don't. I mean, it's a long road. Like, see, that's the thing. See, I'm in it for the long haul, but there's no way I can be in it with this.
No.
I can't go even another season. I can't even go another opening preseason with what we got, and then these dudes not really giving us the game. I can't do it.
Exactly.
And that's where now, Mark Davis, now I'm condoning the irate people, because now you're just flat out blatantly just destroying the best organization that's ever lived. And I can't stand that. I can't stand for that. That you're basically like everyone's saying is taking the money and destroying literally the best organization that has ever set foot on the planet Earth. It's a lifestyle, ladies and gentlemen. Raider Nation is something very different. And they can't ruin that in any way, shape, or form, no matter what they do. Uh,
Nope.
and that's just facts. That's just truth. It's how we operate. It's a thing. You go, you're gonna meet a Raider everywhere you go. I can guarantee
That's
you.
a fact, and that's a pure
Fact.
fact. Man.
It's a
That's a
fact.
pure fact.
And there's a reason for it. And there's a valid reason. There's a good reason, right? We're not these bandwagoners. We're not America's team, right? None of that stuff is part of our fabric in any way, shape, or form.
Nope.
So yeah. I mean, I'm just look, everybody's tired, man. Everybody's tired, bro. And no one wants
Yeah,
to just keep getting no one wants to keep getting treated like the redheaded stepchild. Push to the side. No, we'll tell you later, little Timmy. No, nobody. No, you're gonna tell me now. We're dealing with this now. We want to know why you're making these decisions. Put yourself to the congregation like everybody else has to do in life when it comes to the job that they covet.
Yes, sir. You're not lying. Talk that talk, man. You definitely correct.
I'm just done. I'm done with this regime. Like, and that's why. See, again, I would love to give Ziegler a pass, but this is one of those scenarios where I'm okay when you throw out the baby with the bathwater because he's part of the problem, in my opinion. You're part of it. Like, you are the GM. You made the pick of Tyree Wilson over Jalen Carter. You tried to be nice about it, right? Oh, the ceiling's big. Right? I've been to all those talking points and all that other BS everybody else is spewing. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. Jalen Carter is going to be a yellow jacket wearer. Tyree Wilson will be lucky to be in the league in 3 years.
Wow.
It's just facts.
I'm not gonna go that far,
It's
but
facts.
right now, yeah.
I got a C note on it. I got a C note on it. I got a C note on it. I guarantee you that dude will be a role player at best.
Okay.
At best, he will be a role player in Tyree Wilson. It's just not there. You can blame it on the foot injury. You can blame right. It's just not there. It doesn't take a whole season to see that player you got played. Bro, it's just not there. And nobody's saying you might prove me wrong and be in the league for 10 years. But it won't be as a star or a player of some substance. It's going to be a role player that comes in maybe 10 snaps a game. Special teams relief. That's what we got with him. And it's going to be hard to swallow. Hey, it's better than what we got with Clellan Farrell, right? I don't know if that dude even got 10 snaps. See what I'm saying? Like, yeah, hey, it is what it is, man. Cut your losses, deal what you got to deal with.
That's where we at.
And that's where we at, bro. It's where we at, man. It's where we at.
Goddamn shame, but we still gonna wear the colors and put the clown makeup
all
on.
day. I'm gonna represent loud and proud with my chest out. My chest out.
We're gonna put the bright red nose on and put the red shoes on and walk out there and still watch the game
every week. Absolutely. No, you're absolutely right, because that's what Raiders do.
Yeah.
It really is, bro. Yeah. So give me your thoughts. Give me your thoughts when we close out, man. What's on your mind, man? Give us your real take. Like what is all of it?
Man, shout out to everybody in the chat. But
yes, sir. Shout out to the chat.
I was saying it's like it's to the point now, like I'm not even mad at it anymore. I mean, I'm angry, of course, but maybe it's because I'm doing content and I look at it more from like an analytical point of view now. But it's to the point, maybe it's to the fact that I'm just numb. It's been I'm 25. You know what I mean? And we've lost for a damn near 2 decades. You know what I mean? We've lost for damn near 2 decades. So this is like all I know. This is all I know. You know what I mean? So I mean, everybody it is cool to hear about the olden days, but I said it on my channel, and I think I speak for all the younger ones. At this point, we don't care. We don't care about old Raider shit. We don't care about old Raider ways, boy, because we ain't seen that shit. That's just like hearing about folklore. You know what I'm saying? Like that like we have no idea what that looks like. We don't know. So now, like hearing all that, that's cool. But now, like sport, you always got to update your resume. And so far, our resume said, damn near we've been living in our mama's basement for 20 years. That's what our resume says. So at this point, I'm numb to this fact that it's like we continuously do the same shit and it always looks the same. I don't know if it's a curse. I don't know what it is, you know, but I'm going to try and to keep it positive and still watch. Of course, I'm still going to watch. I'm not going to be one of those guys that say I'm done or write you some letter and say, oh, Raider Nation, I'm done. Because that, you know, that's
corny.
It's feline. Yeah, it's feline, if y'all get what I'm saying. But, you know, but either way, we're still going to watch the games, do what we got to do. But it's going to be made more and more clear as the weeks go by if McDaniels is not the guy who can't turn it around, he can't get shit, you know, organized. It's going to be more and more evident as the weeks progress, and we're just going to see shit turn sour and sour. So I'm prepared for either way it goes. I'm prepared for if the upswing happens and we start doing something, and I'm prepared if, you know, the downswing comes because we've been through it before. So here we are.
Nope, I think it's spot on, brother. I think it's spot on. So yeah, you're not gonna get anything out of me any different, man. I think it's perfect way to end this show, in this segment. I didn't get canceled tonight. Thank God. Shout out to T Trump not getting canceled. Because Lord knows, y'all know me. It's been 3 years. I normally can't do shows when it comes to losses like this. You'll see gaps in all of my content, and you'll know. Yep. So I normally pass on it, man, because the last time it was definitely just full of explicitives, and
I feel it.
It wasn't a good look. I'm getting better, but like you said, right? We are here to give the content, and that's the part that changes the game a little bit. When you think about what you're doing this for, you're really looking to give, right, that content.
Right.
So
that's exactly what we're doing it for.
It's on us, right, to produce from that respect. And when you have to produce and be professional, who are we to, right, be able to talk about the team and not be professional and do our job, what we're supposed to do, and help the team move forward. So yeah, hey, I appreciate you, boss.
You already know, brother. We gotta do it again.
Thank you so much for sure. We'll definitely do it again. Raider Nation, hang in there. I mean, hey,
we'll get there.
This is what we do, man. We're building up this community. You are absolutely right, real man. It's what we do. And
until we get better, we all support group, man. Tap in. That's what we are.
Exactly right. So, Raider Nation, hey, we out. Peace. Good night.